If you don't have money, why are you sleeping?
Because you need to recover. I mean, your body needs to rest. But yeah,
No,
I get it. I get it.
If the situation demands, okay,
Yes.
you can do it. Okay, don't be losing sleep because you're scrolling and watching Netflix and kind of stuff. Okay,
Yeah.
lose sleep because you need that extra hours just put in work to do whatever business, do whatever side hustle, do whatever career that you're doing to get to the next level.
Hi, Halisi Chats fam. Welcome back to our 5th episode. Can't believe it's a 5th episode. We're very blessed to have Victor on our set today. And as usual, we're simplifying the things that transform our lives and growth in general. So we talk about money, we talk about general well-being, we talk about our physical health and how it affects our productivity, everything that entails you growing as a person. Those are the conversations we are having here. As simple as possible, no jargons, to make you understand and start growing, but very realistically, and that's why we are the Halisi people. Let me start by introducing my awesome guest. We're blessed to have him in the studio today. Mr. Victor, can you tell us your name? What do you do? Karibu.
Asante sana. My name is Victor Muta, more commonly known as the Money Guy TZ on Instagram and TikTok. These days, I do work full-time to help people become financially educated, ili waweze kujifunza namna kuweza kutunza pesa zao, to invest their money and kind of like build wealth over time. And it's just been sharing about things that I've learned over the last 4 years of investing, 6 years of being serious about my own personal finances and so on.
Okay, so let me start with what I've seen you do online and discuss money. What does it mean to be financially smart? Especially as a young person, I'm talking a bracket of people that are in the mid-20s, paka late 30s, because that's where you're most productive. 40s is still young, but I'm just saying that's most of our audience. What does it mean to be financially smart for that segment of group? Because they're not making the most money, but they are already making money. What does it mean to be financially smart for that segment of people?
To be financially smart is to, regardless of age, is just to realize that money is a tool and you should use it with intention. And especially when you go to that like 20 to 35, at this point you want to focus on building positive money habits that are going to carry you to the rest of your life, as well as also trying to build yourself a financial foundation for what's going to happen in the future. In many cases, it's going to be family, it's going to be wife, husband, kids, also taking care of older parents, because as you kind of like creep up to 35 to 40, your parents are probably going to be hitting their 50s, 60s, 70s, and they're going to need additional care from you. And also just about figuring out ways that you can reach your dreams, because money is one of those things that if you decide to be ignorant, you may not care about money, but money will care about you, in the sense that if you're ignorant about money, it will still affect you and limit you in so many ways. So if you're financially smart about recognizing it's a tool, understanding what you want and how you can use it to get to where you want to go, 20 to 35 is a very, very important period for that.
Awesome. Why do young people really struggle with finances?
How young are you talking?
I'm talking about somebody already entering the job market, for example. Because I'm imagining mtu ambaye yuko chuo anaweza kawa na kipato, yes, but they have a lot of big support system ni kubwa. But when you get out there, wazazi wako wamekisha kuachia sasa uende mwenyewe. Now you start to see the realities of life and money, because you're paying rent, unapata majukumu makubwa ya mtu mzima sasa. So I'm talking from the age of nimemaliza chuo, nimepata kazi probably 25, 24 mpaka kwenye 30s.
Okay, 25 mpaka 30s, and the question is?
Why do these segments of people struggle with money?
Okay. A few reasons. Number one, especially on the lower side of 25, you guys are idiots. I, at that age, was an idiot. And it's literally true, because the biologists are saying that the brain doesn't fully develop up until 25, 26. And the part that is last to develop is the part that's about long-term thinking and thinking about the future and planning and being responsible. So if you're kind of like on the 22, 23, 24, 25, you got into the workforce early, you are literally working with an unfinished brain. So that kind of like makes it a little bit difficult, number one. Number two, earning power in those years are limited because you just got out of fresh graduate, and not to be discouraging, but a fresh graduate is not that useful to
to any
to
company,
any company
yeah.
and so on, because you don't have the experience, you don't have knowledge, you don't have network, you don't have a lot of the soft skills necessary to do that. And I don't say that to discourage you. I'm saying that because just because you start at like that level doesn't mean that you can't grow over time. But because you don't have much yet to offer the world in terms of value, your income at that point in time is going to be low. And then third thing is about like peer pressure. We know the internet these days is like, oh, it's all about like going out, living life, doing this, soft life, and soft life for you women. Like, yo, that thing is, I mean, I get why it exists, but it's a little bit of an overcorrection, but it's not about that. So when you have these factors of like social pressure, these factors of like low earning power, this factor of like, depending on where you are, your age, your brain not being fully developed, the money that comes in is going to be very little. It's always going to be eaten up by bills and expenses, and you're going to feel like, I don't know how to manage and do this. So that's why people tend to be silly about money at that age. And if you want to find a way to, like, if you have to prioritize one thing there, like your earning power, if I would say below the age of 30, your biggest priority is going to be like focusing on your earning power. Because if you have someone who's making 400,000 shillings a month living in Dar, and someone who is making 3 million shillings a month living in Dar, they can make different moves. So you have more, not only room to be stupid with your money when you have more money that you make, but you also have more margin and more padding to be able to use what you've got wisely. So in the case of like someone who wants 3 million shillings a month at the age of like 24, 25, you can spend 2 to 5 and be 2 to 2.5 being an idiot, and then you can have like $500,000 to $1 million that you can kind of like save and invest for the future. You have that margin to do so. But if you're making just 300,000, 400,000 on a monthly basis and that's it, you have to learn to be very, very smart with your cash, because otherwise you're gonna find in 5 days after salary, you got nothing, and you're trying to figure out what to do with that, and then you get into debt, and then you get pushed into like betting, and then you get pushed into all sorts of things that are not good for you in the long run. That's why people tend to be dumb at that age with money.
With all that you pointed out, you're not going to be earning so much. You're going to be facing a lot of peer pressure. You're going to be, so you can't avoid your struggle. How does that person maximize whatever they have resource-wise to make sure they have healthy financial habits? Because I feel like that's when they start building, like when people think when you start getting a big salary or you have a successful business, that's when you start thinking about money. But I believe when you're still struggling, that's when you start building those good money habits. So how does that person use that opportunity of I am starting and I need to grow to create an environment of just healthy money habits and begin a journey towards maybe investing or at least saving?
Okay. Adopting money habits at that gap on top of all the struggles is still important, because people kind of take that to mean like, oh, I'm not making much money, so I shouldn't bother investing. Nope. I don't care if it's like only 5,000 shillings in a month. Okay. Will the 5,000 shillings in a month get you far? I'm gonna be honest, no. What it will get you actually is even more important than the money. Because how you behave when you have a little is how you behave when you have a lot. So if you're someone who is making 300,000, 400,000 and all you can save because of like responsibilities, because of like high cost of living, because of whatever is 10,000 shillings in a month, so be it, okay? Knowing that if you could make that work and have that 10,000 shillings left over each month at that income, over time as you grow and your income grows, you'll be able to save and invest way more because it's already in you. But if you're someone who spends everything you have right now because of I won't say excuses, but because of reasons that may be valid, maybe not so valid, later on when you make more, you're going to spend all of that as well. So adopting the habit of just having whatever it is that you can set aside at this point, do it. Do so every day if you make your money daily, every week if you make your money weekly, every month if you make your money monthly, anytime you have money that's unexpected. Just at least 5 or 10% of it does not appear in your mind, it just goes aside. That's number one. Number two, when you're setting this money aside, you mainly want to have two priorities before you go into investing. Number one is having a little bit of money set aside for emergencies. When you're making a little money, a random thing can happen and can take you way off track. So rather than resorting to borrowing money and taking easy loans like Kaushadam, all these other dumb things, you can have a little bit of that buffer set aside to help you whenever life decides to be mean, and life can be mean. And then the second thing is about investing in what I call like human capital. Human capital, this is your knowledge, what you know, this is your skills, the useful things that you can do for other people. This is your network, who you know and who knows you. This is your own time, because in your 20s, time is, you have a lot of it. This is your own energy as well, and in your 20s, you have a lot of it, because that's the time of your life where you could sleep 3 hours a day for 3 weeks straight and be fine and functional, because you spend the rest of your time. You could do that in your 20s, and getting past this.
I don't advise that sleep, please.
If you don't have money, why are you sleeping?
Because you need to recover. I mean, your body needs to rest. But yeah, I get it.
If the situation demands, okay, yes, you can do it. Okay, don't be losing sleep because you're scrolling and watching Netflix and kind of stuff. Okay,
yeah,
lose sleep because you need that extra hours just put in work to do whatever business, do whatever side hustle, do whatever career that you're doing to get to the next level. So invest in your human capital by improving these things. And I really want to drive this point home about human capital, because a lot of people are like, oh, you people who are financial educators, you don't talk about how to earn your money, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I am going to talk about it now. Can I have like some extra time to dive into it?
Yes.
Okay. So when you put it into human capital, there's a few different ways that you can do this. Okay. Number one, you want to look for problems that are around you. Okay, people pay money to solve problems. Okay, people are more willing to pay money for painkillers versus vitamins. So they kind of sell painkillers versus vitamins. So find what problems people have around you, find what things people are complaining about, and figure out what way you can do to solve them. I like to give 3 examples of people. Like, these are real life examples. Don't say, oh, this person's making stuff up. No, real life examples. I have I have a relative who works at a school, and then one of her co-workers, anachukua nguo kutoka Kariakoo, anakuja analetea wafanyakazi pale. She has an idea of what these people like. Many of these people are busy, they're well paid, they're better paid than her. So what she does, she shows up and then she's like, oh, Yamani, Anna, I've got this dress that I think will look nice for you. You said you like your color blue, right? Okay, so here's a blue dress. Tell me what you think. Okay? And then you take that dress, you try it out. If you like it, you pay her. If you don't, you return it. How she gets those clothes or whatever, I don't know. But by doing this and selling clothes to her coworkers, there's always going to be that one person in the office who likes spending and buying and looking good and all that sort of thing. So if you sell to them, she makes as much as she makes from her salary just from selling clothes to her coworkers. That's one example. Another example, someone who works at an office, and because many of the people in that office work from far away, they have to get up early and just go. And many of them don't wind up having breakfast, so they wind up having breakfast at work. But you find that for whatever reason that there's no mama Antilia, or there's no one nearby who's kind of like selling snacks for people. So every day they're complaining, oh, no, we don't have this, we don't have this. I wish I had this. Someone I know who was in that situation basically started taking orders from people. Like, tomorrow's a work day. Okay, like let's say it's Monday, tomorrow is Tuesday. Ask your coworkers, okay, what do you want for snacks tomorrow? I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. They take the orders, they go home, they make them. They learned how to cook this stuff from YouTube. Wow. YouTube tutorials, kutengeneza vitumbua, chapati, it's all on YouTube. You can go find this. So they learn from those, they make it, they go to the office in the morning, they sell those snacks, and they make some extra money that way. Okay, that's a second example. And when you find a problem that you can solve, and when you grow and develop your skills to solve that problem, okay, because some things you may know how to do, some things you may not know how to do, you have to learn, but be willing to learn. Learn, get that information, solve those problems for those people, okay, so you have some money coming in. From there, you want to find something that is scalable. Scalable, because the thing that got you started is how you start is not how you finish. People think like, oh, the first business or the first side hustle has to be something that can make me 10 million shillings a month. No, it can be something that makes you 300,000, 500,000, 1 million, 2 million. And then that money that you get from that can be something you put into something else to get you the bigger income streams. So, wale wa, oh, hawaongei namna kutafuta pesa, this one's for you. I'm done. When you go through this process in your 20s, you're going to, in the sense of saving what you can at that time, in the sense of working on your own income. As your income grows, you're going to get to around 28, 29, 30, 32, 35. Higher income, good savings habits established. And because you have that higher income, you saving 30, 40, 50, 60, 70% of it is not a problem because you already learned how to manage and live off a little. So again, you also focus on keeping your lifestyle 2 steps behind your income is how I generally phrase it, and how I did it personally. You'll have money to save and set aside. And then once you have that money in savings, you have that money in investments, you don't have to worry about these sorts of things. Nobody, like, you stop worrying about, oh, what if this thing happens, because you have savings to handle that. You stop worrying about, oh, what happens if my business fails, or what happens if I lose my job, because you have investments that are bringing in money to help you cover some of that. Do that throughout your 20s, or whatever age you're watching this, because there might be some people who haven't gone through this process. Do that, start whenever you can. Over the next 5, 6, 7 years of that, you'll do pretty well.
Okay, what's the importance of having an emergency fund, for especially people who are just starting to change their money habits?
An emergency fund basically stops you from being stupid, because life happens, and life happens in ways that, okay, maybe like you have your phone stolen, you lose your phone. And at this point in time, everyone needs a phone. Everyone doesn't need the latest iPhone, but everyone needs a phone.
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely.
So if you have your phone stolen, you can go and get a cheap, affordable smartphone, okay? And because you have savings to help you sort that out. If you get unexpected things happen, like msiba happens, you lose someone, or you lose your job, especially that's like a common case of like job loss. You have some money to carry you for the next couple of months up until you have a chance to find a new job. It basically acts as like your own insurance against life. You can get insurance for your car, you can get insurance for your health, you can get insurance for your life, but you can't get insurance for, oh, my phone got stolen. You can't get insurance for, oh, someone broke into my house and stole my stuff. You can't get insurance for, oh, nimefio na mtu fulani. You can't get insurance for other things that can happen to you. So your emergency fund is like private insurance to keep you from getting into debt, to keep you from making stupid decisions and doing things, especially for women, might be forced to do things that they don't want to do just because they need money to go and solve a problem. So that emergency fund is there to solve that problem without you having to get into that sort of thing.
So one among the most important things maybe when somebody's starting their journey is to start with creating an emergency fund. How long do you think it would take a normal person with a normal income to put together an emergency fund that is ideal?
Let me start by defining what an ideal emergency fund is. Generally speaking, you're looking at 6 months of living expenses. So if you need 500,000 shillings a month as your living expenses, then you times that by 6, which would be 3 million. That's your emergency fund. Now, saving that for the average person, it will take a while. It will take a very long while. It's not unusual for it to take like 1 to 2 years for someone to save up that 6 months. And I know it can feel annoying, especially when everyone's talking about, oh, investing this, or putting your money there, or this. But think about it this way. If you don't have that emergency fund in place, whatever money you're going to wind up investing, you're going to sell it anyway. And the problem with investments is that prices go up, prices go down. So what if you want to, you have a problem, you want to sell your investment and the prices are down? Okay, you wind up losing money in the process. So it can take a year and a half. And if that it will feel slow. I know personally, me building my emergency fund felt like forever. But that's normal, that's part of the process, and you gotta go through it to get through.
Okay. What's the difference between an investor and a saver?
A saver is putting aside money usually for future consumption. But like what that means is like, okay, you save because you want to buy a car. You save because you want to pay for a vacation. You save because you want to pile up a certain amount of money that you want to use later. But an investor is more about having that money working and producing more. So a saver would say, I am going to put this money aside to buy a car, for example. And an investor would say, I am putting this money into this venture that it will help it grow 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And then maybe down the line, once it's grown 2, 3, 4, 5 times, you can decide to take out to go and use it for something. Because just because you invested doesn't mean you will never use that money, no. But you just want it to grow before you do so. So that's the difference between those two people. And also,
You can proceed, don't worry.
no, because kind of related to that is not only difference between saver and investor, but also the difference between a consumer and a producer. Most people go through life just focused on consuming. Consuming meaning that you don't create or produce value or something, you're just someone who just absorbs and takes in whatever the world is throwing at you. And you find out that people who generally make more money are people who are producers, in a sense that I don't scroll social media, I make posts for other people to scroll on social media. I don't, like, just random example, I don't like go and buy food, I farm the food that other people come and buy from me, kind of example. So if you also kind of make that shift from not only just becoming a saver to an investor, but also from going from a producer to a consumer, it's just better for you in the long run financially.
So let me bring you back a little bit.
Okay.
How does a person do a good and proper budget? Because for you to achieve a nice emergency fund, it is such a journey in investing. You need to go back to the basics, which is budgeting. How does one achieve a good budget?
It depends on who you are as a person. And broadly speaking, I found there's like two kinds of people. The first kind of person who they can sit down with a pen and paper, kind of like set out, okay, I'll spend this much on transport, I'll spend this much on rent, I'll spend this much on food, I'll spend this much on going out, I'll spend this much on this. They can define all that based on their income, and they can stick to it. Now they can stick to it whether just because they know and they can track their own spending, they can stick to it because they might use an envelope system, which is if you have like 300,000 shillings for transport, you put envelope transport 200,000 shillings in there. 20,000 shillings for this, 500,000 for that. There's some people who can do that. But at the end of the day, the idea of like, okay, I can list all this stuff down and I can manage and track it according to that. Some people work well with that. And for those people, 50-30-20 rule, 50% needs, 30% wants, 20% giving, saving, investing, depending on which version you subscribe to, or just having like laid out budgets and then you have a certain amount that you save and invest on top of that, well and good. That's group A. Group B, which I fall in that group. I hate micromanaging my money. Like, okay, nimepanga 10,000 iende kwenye hii au 50 iende kwenye hii au 50 kwenye hii. I've tried it. It frustrates the heck out of me. And if you're like me and this segment is for you. So what I do what's called like the pay yourself first strategy. I know that whatever money that comes in, there's a certain percentage right off the top that I'm going to set and put aside for investments. Which, for the people watching here, I tell you, I'm aiming for around 80% of the money I get to save and put it aside. I don't get that goal. I'm currently averaging around 64 to 73, but
You're a better person than me.
hey, big goals demand big sacrifice. But
They do.
yeah,
They do.
so take money off the top, whether that's 10% or that's 20% or that's 5% or that's 40%, you're going to figure out based on your situation, and then you figure out the rest. So when I say figure out the rest, I know in my mind, okay, I've taken off this money and then I have this much money that I can use. Once my balance starts playing around a certain number, I'm like, oh, okay, Victor, let's kind of be responsible and manage things up until the end of the month when I get the new money coming in, and then I can go from there. So 2 ways to manage the budgeting and planning your money.
Awesome. So, is it important to invest in our economy? And how does investing protect you and your money and from all shaky things in the economy in the long run?
Can you repeat the first half?
Okay. So, investing is very important, right?
Yes.
Because in the long run, inakusaidia with goals or whatever. So can you tell us why investing would protect your money from anything that is unforeseen economically? For example, we're going through a phase where there's wars going on, so there's an issue with fuel, which means everything is going to be expensive. Investors wamelindwa vipi? Mtu ambaye ameamua anawekeza hela yake anautofautia na mtu ambaye ameiweka tu sema amesave in this particular situation where the economy is going to be shaky whether we like it or not.
When the economy gets shaky, and here we're going to dive into a little bit of economics, but I'm going to simplify as much as possible. When in times that are difficult, the people who suffer the most are consumers, the people who suffer the most are employees. The people who tend to benefit the most are the producers and the people who own the businesses and productive things. Okay? So, case in example with this current oil situation. Everyone is worried about oil, except for the companies that make the oil. Those people they're having a wonderful day, lots of bonuses, lots of money because they know the money printer is on. Okay? So if you're someone who wants to protect yourself in the future, investing is a form of protecting yourself. Because if you own, for example, I'll give examples like real estate. Okay, if you're someone who owns a few rental properties and you have long-term tenants, right? You may lose your job, for example, but people always need a roof over their head. So because you own an asset that other people need and make use of, you can always make money from that asset regardless of what's going on in the environment because people need a place to live. Another case, you might be owning shares in a big business or in a big companies because public companies are very, very big. You'd expect that, I'm not going to name individual stocks here, but you might say of a certain bank, the bank can be very big, the bank can raise interest rates, the bank can still serve people who still need loans and so on, such that you can get more security because people still need financial services regardless of what the economy is doing. So when you start investing, you shift from being someone who's just an employee or an end consumer into having ownership of the assets and so on that people will still need even in tough times. And that can be a way, because they need those assets, they'll pay for those assets, or the assets will bring in money if it's a business. And then that money can come into you regardless of what the other situation is doing. I know a couple of examples of people who, last year when the Orange Man, am I allowed to name it? Yeah, when basically Trump cut this whole USAID type of situation, and a lot of people who worked at NGOs were let go from their jobs. They lost their jobs. But the ones who own rental properties still have tenants paying them rent. The ones who own companies still have dividends from their shares. The one who owns bonds was still getting paid from the government. So in tough times, focus on, even in general, especially in tough times, but just especially when times are good as well, focus on investing and owning something that's productive and can bring in money for you.
Could you use your investments to generate an income as an investor?
Yeah, because investments pay in broadly speaking two main ways. Number one is capital gains, basically the increase in value. You buy, I'm going to use a lot of real estate examples a lot because that's something most people can relate to. So unanunua kiwanja for 5 million, you wait 3 years, you might sell that kiwanja for 20, 30 million. Okay, so that increase from 5 to 30, that's what you call capital gains, or the increase in value of the thing that you bought. That's one. But other investments, depending on the investment that you make, can pay you out in the form of cash payouts. An example is bonds hatufungana na serikali. You basically put your money there and they pay you every 6 months for the life of the bond. Another example for real estate, you might have land that you might rent out to someone to do farming on it, kama ni shamba. You might have land that you build a property on it and rent it out to people as tenants, so that's like cash coming into your pocket. So in regards to having investments that pay you, it depends on which one that you choose, and they have different rates of returns. But one of the ways that they can pay you is in like in actual cash payments every regular so often, and that's a way that someone can make income from their investments. Generally speaking, on top of that, most of your money from investments is going to come from capital gains. So if you can set your life up to be able to be patient and have cash flow from side hustles, cash flow from business, cash flow from your employment, and so that you have the money that you need to live while you're waiting for those capital gains to happen, you can tend to make more money in the long run doing that than if you just focus on what pays me immediately.
There's something that most of us really overlook when we are dealing with our finances. It's how we spend. I've always had this conversation with my friends, and I asked them, like, how do you spend your money? Like, what's are the vehicles for your spending? Which means apps that we use, where we sort of put away our money or where we're paid from, so maybe banks and stuff like that. How do these products that are entering the market right now, or have always been there but they're being refined, affects your money? So how can it could be a tool for you to spend better, but it could also be because they don't just make these things and these products because they love you so much. They're making them to make money. How can it affect your finances negatively if you're not careful with how you use that?
Well, everything in life has pros and cons. And when it comes to anything that deals with convenience is useful, but not if the convenience leads you to doing something bad for you. Okay. Simple example, if you're someone who can having food delivered to your house is great. And on a day that you cannot cook or you're too busy or whatever, like having food delivered home is a wonderful thing. But if you're someone who has almost no self-control, eating out every day is going to be, one, very expensive, two, it's going to be bad for your health because it tends to be like chips my, like we know what you're eating, guys. Like eating chips my every day is not good for you. I don't have to be a doctor to say that. So when it comes to money, there is actual research to support this. Like I'm hazy on the details, but I remember there's like research done that paying for things with actual cash is painful. Like it actually, it hurts. It hurts, it lights up a certain part of your brain that deals with pain. When you have to feel the pain of paying, you become more selective of what you do. Okay, like if you put your hand here and then your hand burns, you're gonna look where you put your hand before you put your hand down again, right? It's just typical human nature. So when you're spending and you're spending it in cash, it's a very good way to help you manage your spending. Because some of these apps, you just put your card there, or you just like send, mobile money is a little easier because you can still see your balance, generally speaking, but it's still not the same pain of passing over physical cash. So these tools of convenience are useful. Like for example, you can't give, if you have like your mother, your grandmother, and you can't send her cash, but you just use mobile money to send it to her. So it's useful in certain scenarios. But if you're someone who has like very spendy habits, switch to cash. That's going to help you manage those, and as well as other kind of like useful tools that you can have for like mobile apps. Have a spending tracking app. Have one of those spendings and tracks, because some people just need to see a chart or a graph or like some kind of like visual of how they spend. They're like, I spent 45% of my money on food, kind of thing. They can be useful, but it depends on who you are.
Do you think as Tanzanians we are ready for a credit system?
Okay, there are various initiatives and the government has declared this public way that they want to move towards a cash light / cashless society. And part of moving to that, you need to increase the trust and so on. So there's like credit ratings bureaus that are happening, and basically the things that are being built for that credit system. I think that it's a good thing in regards to avoiding people who, for example, you go to take a loan at bank A, and then because you want more money, you go to take a loan at bank B, and bank B doesn't know that you have a loan at bank A, so you wind up having too much debt. So in that sense, that would be helpful. But whether we go as far as having like individual Tanzanians having credit cards and that they can just like swipe and they can overdraft their balance and pay that later, culturally that's gonna be hard to pull off, but I don't see that being a good thing just because of how we see stories of other countries doing that and people with no self-control. Again, there's that thing, like convenience is nice, but make sure you're giving it to the right person, a person who can use that convenience in a positive way. It has more room for that to go bad, especially when you consider that these people who are giving out these Kaushadam loans and so on, they're serving a need in the market. People need that money. They're getting it on awful terms, sure, but people need that money. So if you have a credit, we shift to a credit system kind of like in the US, where you can just swipe and whatever, and then you pay that off later. I have a feeling that there's a reason that banks aren't doing it now, and it's not because of lack of tools. Because some people do have credit cards, but until you qualify for that card, it's not the average person.
So we're approaching the end of our conversation.
Okay.
And nimeona juzi kuna baadhi ya watu wamepewa dividends huku, dividends kula. I've been in the financial education space for some time. I'd say probably 3 years now. But I was very much focused on UTT. Me wanataka mama UTT. I'm not employed by UTT, by the way.
Okay.
But yeah, I talk a lot about mutual funds. So why am I even forgetting my question now?
It's that dividend.
So what I wanted to say is I've gotten a lot of feedback from people. Some of them long-term followers, some of them new, talking about how nye au na mimi tunaongelea pesa tunatapeli.
Okay.
Tunatapeli ama ni utapeli, like it's not possible. It's too good to be true for to just put money somewhere and make money. Unawasaidiaje watu kama hao in terms of kuwaelewesha?
I get some of these questions as well. It's like, oh, if I'm paying you, what am I paying? What am I paying for? Right? I am not saying that you are investing money in me. I'm not saying you're investing money in what I'm doing. I'm not saying that I'm going to take your money and multiply for you. I am saying what I'm going to do. I'm just basically going to teach and share information about XYZ. And the XYZ that I talk about are always going to be regulated investments. UTT is regulated. Stock market is regulated. Bonds market is regulated. Banks are regulated. All of this stuff is regulated and overseen with all the proper authorities and so on. So it's not saying, oh, give Victor money, I go and buy and do it for him, and later I give you that. No, that's a Ponzi scheme. That's an actual, like, okay, be careful with that. But if I'm going to tell you, okay, when you want to buy shares of a certain business or like of a bank or whatever, you look at factors A, B, C, D, E, and then you compare this and this, and this is how you know that the bank is performing well, this is how you know that the bank is performing poorly. Then from you can say, okay, I'm going to go buy banks that meet this criteria that I think are performing well, and you go from there. So that's what these people need to understand is what's being, at least what I'm doing. I can't speak for everyone else because I don't know what everyone else is doing. Another thing is that people need to accept that if I took the time and I track how much I spend on my own financial education. Okay, it's close to 16 million now. So if I've spent close to 16 million shillings trying to learn something,
Why
would I give it to you for free? And also another thing is, I used to give it for free. And this, oh please, I used to give it for free. I have a group of people, and they're going to be watching this. I love you guys, but I need to, I tell you kwasema kidogo. I have a group of people. I have been teaching this stuff well before I got on the internet and started charging for like 3 years for free. And hundreds of people, no less than 300 people.
You all are lucky.
No less than 300 people, okay? But the thing that I have noticed is when you give someone something for free, they do not value it, they don't take it seriously.
Yes.
So if I have 300 people, how many of them have started investing that I know of? About 10 or 15.
Out of the 300?
Yes.
Wow.
Now, whereas the people I know who I charge, at least 80% of them actually do it. And that's because when you pay money for something, as you said, paying in cash hurts. When you pay money for something, you are more likely to take it seriously and more likely to take it action. So if I'm someone who wants to help people, and some people are gonna say, oh, that's so hypocritical, whatever. Okay, you've learned the internet is free. Are you started investing? Probably not. So, me charging you, I benefit by getting the money too, but also I get the additional benefit of knowing that you're going to take action of it, and I'm going to help you. There's people out there who I met Victor, I know about this thing. They're, oh, Victor, you're on a podcast now. I know that guy. Have you started investing? No, they're the people who were learning from me for free. But there's people oh, I know that guy. I started investing in it. There are people who probably paid for it. So people need to accept that there's going to be that. And if you're not willing to pay for it, don't pay. And actually, I don't want you to pay. I don't want you. Go, stick for free. And then you'll see, you can also pay 16 million like I have to learn Paka to get here. That's my thing for them.
Okay. One last very personal question. Who convinced you to cut your hair?
Okay. I have mentors. I have people who when they tell me to do something, I trust and I go do it. Okay. And one of them has been telling me for a very long time, and it's always been half jokingly, and well before I even got online and the stuff, just cut your hair. Anasema kwamba unajua gharama za maparachichi kuweza kulisha nywele iwe vizuri hapo, you're spending too much money on that, Victor, you should be investing that money and all sorts of stuff. So he's been saying it jokingly for a while. And then recently he did something that kind of caught my attention. He has money. I know he has money. But he did what's called a block trade. Block trade, he purchased a huge amount of, I won't say what them publicly because that's his business, but basically a huge amount of money, lump sum, boom, to get something. And I'm how did you do that? He told me, cut your hair and I'll tell you.
Oh.
And I'm you know what? For the amount of money that he did that, for the kwani kunyoa ni shingapi? Save 10 tu. How couldn't you get a nice haircut? Okay, nimenyoa. And then the first thing I sent a video to him. Okay, so I've cut my hair. What's your secret? And to his credit, he wound up telling me later.
Was it worth it?
Yeah, I mean, for what he told me, yes, and for how everyone's been. So you people you people have been praying for the downfall of my hair. Secretly, but anyway, it's gone. And that's what led me to cutting my hair, and my mentor was right, because it's kind of opening up different things. I mean, I noticed that we're sitting here with the haircut, but not before the haircut, so I don't know. He knows what he's saying, I just listen to him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So normally, when I have guests, I tell them to leave a question for the next guests. And there's a question for you, and I'd love for you to leave one for the next guest.
Okay.
So the question from our previous guest was, why do we have a huge problem in the service industry when it comes to customer care? And what do you think should be done to improve that in Tanzania?
I think the main challenge in customer care, I kind of tie that to not necessarily customer care, but a lot of people become less passionate, less interested in kind of their jobs in general, about performing and going above and beyond. And also kind of tying it to the service industry. It's just because there's no real benefit to it. You notice that people are more willing to work harder and put in more time when it's their own thing versus someone else's thing. And that's because they know when it's my own thing, I keep more of what I get. Whereas for someone else's thing, it's at the end of the day, mshahara wangu ni laki mbili tu. Why should I put in that extra effort? So if you want to fix it, and I'm going to leave this as a suggestion, some people can take it, some people cannot, most people probably won't, tie people's performance to outcomes. What that means is that you have a base salary, okay? 200, for example, 200,000, let's keep the same, 200,000 shillings. And then you can tell someone that for every customer who comes to this restaurant and asks for you, meaning that this is like, for example, Anna's customer. You're going to get 2,000 shillings. Automatically, when you do that, it's
Someone
like
becomes on top of their game.
yes, because the more they do, the more they'll make. When you have more people and you have 20 clients coming in and they want to be served by Anna, for example, and you make 2,000 shillings each, that's 40,000 over the course of a day. And compared to your salary of like 200, that's like 20% like boost over that in just one day. So if you motivate people such that the more that they work, the more that they get, you're gonna get way more out of people. And you're gonna solve that thing. But when people do this, fanya biashara wengi ni wachoyo bwana.
What would be the question for our next speaker? To make it even easier for you, insights of who our next speaker is in the agri-tech space.
Agri-tech.
Yeah. You can, any question, by the way, anything that you're passionate about or a problem you think people should talk about more. It doesn't have to be agriculture based or it doesn't have to be finance, just anything.
If you could meet a version of yourself that was 20 years old, what would you tell them to get you to where you are today even faster?
Very nice question.
Yeah.
I'm excited to hear what he's gonna say.
Yeah.
Anyways, and then Karibisha, you close and tell people where do they find you to keep learning from you. If they what services do you offer as an educator and stuff like that before we close.
Oh, okay. So quick recap. My name is Victor Muta. I am the Money Guy TZ, the THE Money MONEY Guy GUY TZ, and I'm available on Instagram and TikTok. Instagram more than TikTok. My main thing is about inviting people to join my community, where if you want to join, just comment community on any of my Instagram posts. It'll automatically send you information. And then once you're in there, you have access to a series of videos for beginners to kind of like help explain some of these concepts and more, to understand investments in personal finance a bit better. You get access to discounts on any future masterclasses that you might do, which is like a 3 to 5 hour deep dive on a certain topic. You get invites to exclusive events, like we meet quarterly to kind of like review company statements and see how things are going and understanding the economy as well. We also have access to being in the group and being around people, which peer pressure is a powerful thing. So you can be peer pressured into doing bad things, but you can also be peer pressured into doing good things. And we're peer pressuring people into thinking bigger, having goals, saving more, investing more, and so on. So comment community on any of my posts on Instagram. It'll send you information, you know what to do from there. Another thing I do offer is more one-on-one consultations. Someone might want to sit with me and pick my brain for about an hour and a half. For information about that, you can also go to my Instagram profile and kind of like DM me about that. I have someone who their job is to kind of like go over like DMs and check that sort of thing these days, because I'm thankful that things are busy, but like it's getting too much. So I have someone else to help and follow through. So I'll be more consistent about that. Because someone may say, but Victor, I did that 3 months ago. You didn't. Relax. I hired someone 1 week ago before this recording. Okay. And those are the two main ways that I can help people and they can get in touch with me. And other than that, I just want everyone watching to think bigger. And as you think bigger, know that it's going to require you to change and make certain sacrifices. And it's also going to require you to reduce what I love this thing, Alex Omozi calls like an ignorance tax. Like if you want to make money here and your income is here, you are being taxed this much ignorance because you don't know how to do it. So you have to learn things that are going to get you and get you closer to that. So be open-minded, make sure you learn and get more information and actually practice it so that you can get to wherever you want to be financially. I want everyone watching this to become a billionaire because I want to be able to get a message one day that, Victor, here's 50 million shillings.
Amen to that.
From watching your content, I'm like, amen, thank you. Okay, Mungu kuongeze. And that's all from me.
Okay. So guys, tumefikia mwisho wa conversation. Such an insightful conversation. I learned a lot. So thank you so much, Victor.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking time to come and sit down with me.
Appreciate
I've
it.
learned a lot from you, and I look forward to having some other engagements with you. We meet a lot, and I look forward to keep learning from you. Niwakaribisha jamani, muendelee kuangalia Halisi Chats, and I hope you got something out of it. And I'll see you in our next episode. I would love to do a shout out to our very good team that is doing all this production at K15. They've been very awesome and very supportive. I love being here. The studio is beautiful. So check them out if you want nice photos, if you want to do a podcast like we're doing, if you want nice headshots, whatever that has to do with content, check them out. I'll probably mention them or tag them in our caption. Thank you so much and have a lovely day wherever you are. And for now, bye.